How's it going, everybody? It is your 17th favorite lawyer here, and yep, I'm moving down the rungs of popularity. I got some people mad at me, maybe pissed at making these videos, so hopefully I don't get unalived anytime soon. Got some people who I guess this is refreshing their mind with the story, still mad at me for being a lawyer and blaming insurance rates on me, so hey, that's cool, but I'm not shady like these fucks. Also, conversely, I got some people texting me, hey man, I need my update. What's going on with the trial? I got people pulling me aside in person saying, hey, that's some really interesting shit you're talking about. So keep it up. So just to remind you, like this, share this, leave any comments or questions on the bottom. I'll try my best to get back to them. I'm pretty responsive. And just a reminder, follow me on all socials. I'm on Instagram. I'm on the Tiki thing now. And my home is on Facebook. I try to post the most on that. It's what I'm most comfortable with. So I'm either at Badeaux Law or Better Call Badeaux on all of those. So feel free, please, as I try to give you more content, maybe share some funny, humorous stuff, and also inform you about things to do when you're in a car wreck, hurt, need a lawyer in general. There you go. But here we are. NOLA stage wreck trial. This is video 4. Shout out Ric Flair. Shout out Four Horsemen. A lot of stuff has happened since our last video. A couple of key witnesses, and including a very key witness, testified last week. Just to kind of go over these, you had a current defense attorney for a big law firm, insurance company, lawyer, and she raised some concerns on one of these cases with Vanessa Mata herself. Personally, had a not pleasant interaction with her regarding it. Apparently, she started maybe bringing up some of the things that she was concerned about, noticing patterns, and approached Mata about it to kind of further drive home the point, hey, Mata knew about this stuff, and Mata just kind of attacked her, said, hey, you're dumb, you're a bitch, you're ghetto, you don't know what you're talking about, you're falsifying evidence. Maybe not the way you want to proceed if you're involved in all this racket, but that's neither here nor there. You also had an accountant testify. I believe it was a CPA for Vanessa Mata's law firm, claiming that, hey, in a matter of months and definitely within like a year period, her income surged into the millions. And there wasn't really an explanation. There wasn't like a huge ad spin or anything to kind of back it up. And it just kind of piqued his curiosity. So that doesn't help. And also, now what's happening is, and I'm going to get to the other two key witnesses soon. The news reporters, I believe it's Fox 8's legal analysts, names are being named, firms are being named. So just to quickly recap, when this indictment all came down, none of these lawyers were named in person. They were known as Lawyer A, Lawyer B, Lawyer C, or whatever, Attorney A, all the way probably I think up to K or L. And as time happened and indictments started happening, the names that came out. So like Keating was A, Giles was B, Mata was C, but they're still like D, E, F, all the way down. Because as you know, the King firm had a bunch of lawyers. King firm came from Womack. So you're starting to see other firms and other people. I think some of those named and some of these court documents were, I believe Womack's firm was named in it. Bayer law firm was named in it. A couple of other lawyers that were in cahoots without Fortage. So hopefully, and look, I'm not saying those people had anything to do with this per se. There's nothing to prove that. I'm just saying hopefully more names come out. Some of these bigger law firms that I know are shady and I know are dirty get named, and it just kind of keeps peeling back layers of the onion. But big witnesses last week. You had a former paralegal for the King firm that testified. He handed Damien LeBeau an envelope flush with cash, just a fat stacked envelope with cash. He kind of knew what it was for. Testified that LeBeau was always in and around the firm, kind of portrayed himself as a bully, somebody that this paralegal was scared of, and that, he just was kind of thuggish and just didn't really know, the paralegal didn't know why he was always there, but always was interacting with the law firm and said he paid him. So we talked last week about it. They were wrapping up payments in newspapers or envelopes and just handing them off. They were falsifying checks saying advertisement or whatever else it may be. So you have a person involved in the firm saying, hey, we paid him. The defense tried to flip it on him and accused the paralegal of being involved in the scheme. It's just a little mudslinging back and forth. So that was a key witness that keeps the paper trail going, so to speak. Then you had one of the star witnesses, Mr. Damien LeBeau, the OG slammer, the godfather, apparently the godfather of the whole operation. Essentially, he said, look, I had been I knew Giles. I had been working for him. I had been staging wrecks with him since 2013. Way back when he was big OG in the Womack firm. This is what we were doing. He knew about it. We were up to no good. Even classified, and this is one of the best quotes of the whole trial, that it was easier than selling drugs to be a slammer and get involved in these wrecks. So he was the guy. He directly contracted with him. He told stories about how he started off. You know, you work your way up. There were different roles like spotter, slammer. You could be a passenger. You could be the guy who actually wrecked the car into the 18-wheeler, and then you hurry up and switch seats, and you get the people you recruited to go in and then say they were driving and now they're injured and getting hurt and getting all this treatment and stuff. But essentially, Badeaux says, hey, yeah, this was it. This was business. I worked with Garrison. I worked with Ryan Harris. I predominantly worked with Giles, and then he kind of told me, hey, you know, we're going to leave and do our own thing, aka they left Womack and went start the King firm, and business kept going. It kept growing. It got busier. There were more slammers, more spotters, more wrecks, over 100 something. I think it was his testimony, somewhere in the neighborhood of 80, at least 80 to 100 just between him and Giles. And then essentially the whole Operation Sideswipe, which is what the FBI cutely named this, was going on, and then everybody knew about it. What they were doing is they were getting paid up front. Sometimes it started off as like $1,000, $500 arrangement, then became an upwards of multiple $1,000. And what happened is eventually business kind of soured. There was a break apart in the relationship. Badeaux tells a story about how their friendship kind of started to sour. And he told a story about how he bought all these lawyers these $3,500 gold chains, and none of the lawyers ever wore them, so he felt unappreciated. I mean, like, come on, dude, you gotta help out your people, you know? It's kind of like when your wife buys you a shirt to wear on vacation, or better yet, your kid buys you like this World's Greatest Dad shirt, or case in point. I mean, I'm gonna use it. You gotta help out your people. I'm kind of the world's best dad, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. So Badeaux rats on his boy. And that brings us to the next witness, which will be the next video in this series. Just remember, Badeaux was to Giles as Harris was to Mata. So what ends up happening is that relationship sours between Giles and Badeaux. Some about not paying him as much as he was, or shortchanging the payments. Badeaux's saying, hey, man, and Giles is saying, hey, Keating's really screwing me. Like, he's taking all my business. I don't know what to do. And Badeaux's like, yeah, he's taking some of your old clients, but I'm bringing you new ones, and just wasn't feeling appreciated. And so what happens is Badeaux ends up leaving, stopped working with Giles, and jumped ship to Keating. And so now you have Badeaux and Garrison and Harris kind of still all tied in, and then the Mata and Alfordish come into the picture. So that's going to be the next video, is what happens when Harris hooks up with Mata and gets taught all the good stuff from the OGs, Badeaux and Garrison. So that's where you're at right now. Stay tuned for the next video, but just remember, in the meantime, if you are in a real wreck and you need a real check, you better call Badeaux, and I'll do my best to hook you up, help you out, and get a bag that is all legal, and of course does not involve anything that's being alleged and will not end us up in federal court. So just remember, I don't want to be everybody's lawyer, just yours, because as the hat says. Thanks, y'all.